Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is your host with the biggest nose, JC Courtside, coming at you today on Monday, 4/20, April 20th. I hope everybody's doing absolutely phenomenal. I hope your basketball team won over the weekend because mine didn't. I hope you guys enjoyed some playoff basketball. It obviously wasn't the most exciting first round so far over the weekend, but don't worry. This episode's going to be a little bit different. We're going to be talking about every single game that happened over the weekend. And that's sort of what the game plan is going to be moving forward for the first round, just because there's so many games every single night. We have to cover everything. And, I just hope you guys understand that, come second round, come third round, come the playoffs, we're going to be doing more of the games like, what you got and factor cap and all of that. You know what I mean? But for now, there's just so many basketball games. We just have to jump right into this thing. All right. So the way this podcast is going to go today is we are going to be breaking down last night's games, the 4 games from last night. And then we're going to be breaking down the 4 games from Saturday night, which feel like a century ago. And then we are going to talk about the Hornets and Warriors being eliminated from the play-in and what each team should do from here, like after this. You know what I mean? For the Warriors, I think we can all pretty much expect what's happening. But for the Hornets, that's a big topic of discussion that I do want to discuss with all of you. So, we got to jump right into this episode, y'all. We got to jump right in. There's a lot of games to cover. I hope you guys stick around to the very end because, like I said, we're going to be talking about last night's games, and then we're going to be talking about Saturday's games as well. Podcast listeners, yes, I'm talking to you guys who listen after the fact on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. Be sure to drop a like, follow, subscribe, do all that jazz. We do these episodes live on Twitch Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern. I think we're also going to be mixing in some weekend podcasts if we have eventful things that happen on a Friday night. So be sure to tune in because it's playoff time, man. This is our first podcast that we're doing so far this playoff. So I hope you guys are excited as I am. All right. Podcast listeners, be sure to leave a 5-star rating and review. TikTok, YouTube, be sure to drop some likes, follow, subscribe, all that jazz. And Twitch chat, you guys know you guys got the easiest job in the whole entire world. All y'all got to do is sit back, relax, grab a cup of coffee, grab an energy drink, and enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we are going to be starting with Sunday night's game. So the 4 teams that won on Sunday night was the Celtics, the Thunder, the Spurs, and the upset 8-seed Magic. And the Magic are the only team to upset a home crowd so far in this playoff series. So I think that's probably the best place to start. Wouldn't you guys agree? Since I mean, we have to talk about this. They are the only team that won on a road game this playoff. So I think we do genuinely have to talk about that up first. So, ladies and gentlemen, the Orlando Magic came into Detroit, saw the fans starving for a win. They saw everybody just begging for a win. If you guys saw the intro prior to this game, you saw an incredible display. Nobody does better than the PA announcer in Detroit. Every single commentator, every single PA announcer in all these arenas, you see them all try to copy John Mason in Detroit. Nobody does it better than him. His intro was incredible. I'm so glad Peacock showed us that. It was awesome. And how do the Pistons players reward the fans for spending thousands of dollars to come into that game? Well, they came in exactly how I predicted, and they came out flat. They came out lazy. They came out like they didn't want to play. Anybody not named Cade Cunningham, who was playing with one lung, came out and didn't really care. I'm talking to Jalen Duren, talking to Tobias Harris, talking about pretty much everybody that stepped onto the court other than Cade Cunningham. And it's a shame. It's a shame what kind of basketball that was displayed last night. But we do have to talk about what went right for the Orlando Magic in this win. Well, I think you guys all pretty much know. I've talked about the Orlando Magic a lot this season, so if you guys, I'm not going to repeat anything. You guys know my opinion on the Orlando Magic and what I believed in this team. I believe that they were going to be a top 6 seed in the East. I believe that they were going to be a top 4 team in the East. And throughout their season, they've shown you components and what they're capable of. They've shown you what they can do. And yet, we were all surprised throughout the season because it was so inconsistent. They'd go out one night, smack a contender. They'd go out and win 4 or 5 games in a row. And then they'd lose to the Raptors. They'd lose to the Nets. They'd lose to all of these garbage-ass teams immediately after the really, really, really good wins. So seeing the Magic win this game was not surprising to me whatsoever. The Magic are built like the Pistons, except on paper, the Magic are better. The Magic have better scores. The Magic have better options. The Magic has good defense. The only issue is For the Pistons, the Magic can do everything the Pistons can do. And if the Magic do it better than the Pistons, then the Pistons are going to lose. And last night we saw that. So last night, the Orlando Magic scored 54 points in the paint. If the Pistons get outscored in the paint, they're not going to win the game. The Pistons only had 34 points in the paint. I've seen this team score 80 to 90 points in the paint on teams. On the Lakers in particular, they scored 85 points in the paint against them earlier in the season in LA. They allowed the Magic to kill them in the paint. They allowed the Magic to kill them on the glass. They had 11 offensive rebounds to the Pistons 6. On top of that, they were hitting their wide open shots for the majority of the game. And the Magic led the entire game. They led the entire game. The entire game, the Magic led. And the one time the Pistons really got into this game, it kept going. It kept going 9-0 run, 8-0 run, 9-0 run, 8-0 run. Every time the Pistons got into it, Jamal Mosley would call timeout, and they'd regroup, and they'd smack the Pistons for another 10 minutes. The Pistons came back. The Pistons tied the game for the very first time near the end of the third quarter. They came back. The Pistons went on a 10-0 run. JB Bickerstaff decided on that 10-0 run, let's just go ahead and take Cade Cunningham and Ausar Thompson out. And after that, well, the Magic went on a 12-2 run, and the game was virtually over from there. Cade Cunningham himself went on, I believe, a 12-0 run at the start of the fourth quarter. You know what the issue is? The Magic scored every single time after Cade scored. So the lead didn't get dented at all. Cade went crazy at the start of the fourth quarter. Literally, 3 after 3, drive after drive, free throw after free throw. Cade went on a tear, finished with 39 points last night. The issue is nobody stepped up defensively. And you're probably wondering, Jay-Z, what about Ausar Thompson? Isn't Ausar Thompson a finalist for Defensive Player of the Year? Yes, he is. He is. JB Bickerstaff played him 8 minutes in the second half. This shouldn't surprise you if you've watched me throughout the season. This shouldn't surprise anybody who's watched the Pistons all season. JB Bickerstaff has been doing this since last season with Ausar Thompson, sitting him out in favor of an offensive player. The only issue with that is, and this should go without saying for every single team in the NBA, the only issue with sitting out a top 3 defender in the NBA, the best perimeter defender in the NBA, is that when you replace his elite defense with offense, you expect that offense to be prolific to offset the incredible defense that Ausar Thompson gives you. Well, instead, JB Bickerstaff decided to play Dennis Jenkins, former two-way guard, first ever playoff game in his entire NBA career, 22 minutes. That's right, JB Bickerstaff sat out Ausar Thompson, the best perimeter defender in the entire NBA, for Dennis Jenkins, former two-way guard. Who I believe, did Dennis Jenkins, he hit one shot, right? Dennis Jenkins was 1 for 7 last night. He hit his first shot, and then he got free throws, which, by the way, he was 3 for 6 from the free throw line. The Pistons had 20 more free throws than the Orlando Magic, and yet they still lost this game. The Pistons got out-rebounded. The Pistons got outscored in the paint. The Pistons got out-hustled. The Pistons got out-aggressed. I don't know what other way to put it. JB Bickerstaff, I know you'll never see this, but I hope you guys understand what I've been saying all season long. You see Jalen Duren having a piss-poor game. He does not care. This is the reason why I've always said all season long, this is why the Pistons did not extend Jalen Duren. This, right here, what you're seeing. A center who cannot shoot cannot be a number 2 in the playoffs. The Magic shut it down. The Magic shut it down. Every pick and roll, they hounded Duren. They were leaving Cade, but they were hounding Duren. So he doesn't have an alley-oop. He doesn't have an open lane. He doesn't have the ball. Jalen Duren was non-existent last night, defensively and offensively. He did not do a thing. And when Jalen Duren does this, this is why the Pistons did not extend Jalen Duren. Everybody asks me, well, if the Pistons don't want him, then the Lakers will take him. There's one player in the NBA who I describe Jalen Duren to attitude-wise the most. And it's not just because he was a former Piston. His name was Andre Drummond. Surely you guys have heard of him. He plays for the Philadelphia 76ers right now. Back in the day, because I am a Pistons veteran, back in the day, Andre Drummond would sulk. He would sulk And when Drummond sulked, the Pistons would get killed. And here we have Jalen Duren sulking, not getting back on defense, just watching the ball, letting Wendell Carter Jr. dominate him. And I get reminded of Andre Drummond, because when Andre Drummond wasn't engaged, it looks hell of a lot like Jalen Duren. Neither one of them plays defense. Neither one of them can do anything 3 feet away from the hoop. And this is the issue. That's the main issue at hand. J.B. Bickerstaff decided to play Dennis Jenkins over Ausar Thompson. J.B. Bickerstaff has the best center rotation in the entire NBA, and Paul Reed didn't see the floor for a second. Karis LeVert was actually good last night. He didn't play Karis LeVert in the second half. He played 4 minutes. Javonte Green was incredible last night on Paolo Banchero. Didn't play in the second half. He played 5 minutes. And instead of playing the guys that were playing well last night, J.B. Bickerstaff continued to sit Ausar Thompson out in the second half of this game. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy this happened on Peacock in front of the world, because I have been saying this since last season. And I said it in that Knicks series last year. I said, and I quote, I am fully out on J.B. Bickerstaff. He is not a playoff coach. And this stat line right here shows you that. This shows you that. J.B. Bickerstaff is now 9-20 in the playoffs. He drops to 2-5 as the Pistons head coach. And I've been preaching this all season long. Every loss the Pistons have this year is because J.B. Bickerstaff refuses to play their best defensive player, the top 3 best defender in the NBA, in the fourth quarter. He refuses. He refuses. His rotations are horrible. I've been saying this for 2 seasons now. It's unbelievable. The Pistons played Ausar Thompson a total of 9 minutes in the second half. He was a +2 in those 9 minutes. It's last year all over again. And the reason why I'm not disappointed with this loss is because I fully expected this. I fully expected this. I've watched this team. I've watched this coach. I've watched it happen for 2 years now. On the other side, again, the Orlando Magic did so well limiting Jalen Duren. I've told you guys time and time again, what is the hardest pass to make in the playoffs? I've told you guys, if you guys have listened to me at all this season, what is the hardest pass to make in the playoffs? And I know you guys know it. I'm going to just go ahead and say it so I'm not waiting. It's the entry pass. The entry pass is the most difficult pass to make in the NBA playoffs because they hound the paint. Every team does it. And when the entry pass is the hardest pass to make in the playoffs, who needs that entry pass to score, ladies and gentlemen? You guys are all smart. You guys are all smart. Even TikTok, I'm talking to y'all over there. Who needs the entry pass to score? It's non-shooting bigs. You know who's a non-shooting big? Jalen Duren. If he can't get that entry pass, he's going to be a non-factor on offense the entire game. The only thing you can pray is that hopefully he gives it on defense. And if watching the Pistons every day for my entire life has taught me anything, no center on the Pistons has played defense for them other than Isaiah Stewart and Ben Wallace since I've been alive. This is what I've been watching. This is what I've been preaching. Nobody wants to put effort in, so I'm not going to put any effort in caring about what the outcome is. Now, I think a big thing to say is this series is not over. I'm not going to overreact from this. I expected the Pistons to come out flat because they haven't played in a week, and they're not a championship-proven team like the Celtics who can sit out for a week or the Thunder that can sit out for a week. What I am not surprised about is J.B. Bickerstaff and his horrible rotations and sitting the best perimeter defender in the entire NBA. And the final thing I'm going to say is what the Magic did is not sustainable. It's sustainable. Paolo Banchero is not going to hit the jumper all the time, but Desmond Bane's also not going to shoot that poorly. And I would like to emphasize, Desmond Bane was sick last night, but you guys saw who Ausar Thompson was guarding in the minutes that he played, right? I don't think Desmond Bane scored a singular point when Ausar Thompson was on the court. Somebody needs to fact check me on that, but I do not believe Desmond Bane scored a single time that Ausar Thompson was on him at all. At all. And now you're probably wondering, why don't you put Ausar Thompson on Paolo Banchero or Franz Wagner? And this is the issue at hand. J.B. Bickerstaff does not play Isaiah Stewart enough to guard Paolo Banchero, which he can. So Cade Cunningham was forced to defend Franz Wagner in the paint. That's not going to work. Franz Wagner, 6'10", 6'11". Paolo Banchero, 6'11", 270. Cade can't guard those two guys. You need Stu to guard Paolo, and you need Javonte Green or somebody to defend Franz Wagner. Your best offensive player cannot be your best defensive player. I guess the final thing I'm going to say is something that Rasheed Wallace said best back in 2004 when the Pistons won the championship.
Y'all put it in the front page, back page, middle page, wherever. Headliners, column 1 or 2, we will win game 2.
You're not backing off?
We will win game 2.
I think that's the best thing I could say on this matter, just to keep myself from offing myself. The Magic played an incredible game, and all credit due to them. They played very, very well, and they didn't do anything that was not sustainable. Sorry, they didn't do anything that was not sustainable. They played really well. The Magic played really, really well. They're a closeted 4th seed. We expected this. The Pistons came out flat. JB Bickerstaff's a milk dud. He doesn't know rotations. He doesn't understand anything when it comes to basketball rotations. Let's move on to our next game, ladies and gentlemen. And unfortunately, most of them weren't that entertaining because, I mean, it's the first round. Things are tough right now. Let's move on to the Boston Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers. But before we do, be sure, if you guys are enjoying the show and the TikTok, to come through to the Twitch stream. It's a much better experience over here, ladies and gentlemen. It's a much better viewing experience. It's a much better interaction experience. Y'all can talk with me. Y'all can talk with my chat. I'd love to see you guys come through to the Twitch stream. That's Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. The link is in my bio. Once you swing on in, if you watch 3 Twitch streams in a row, I will personally gift you a $5 subscription so you no longer get ads. It's a much better experience over here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and move on into the Philadelphia 76ers Boston Celtics game from yesterday. Yeah, man, the Celtics dominated them from the jump. They led at the end of the first quarter 33-18. The Boston Celtics did everything that they should have. And the funny thing is Peyton Pritchard didn't have a good game whatsoever. Vucci Baby didn't have a good game. He airballed a dunk. Baylor Shireman didn't have a good game. Jordan Walsh didn't really have a good game. Luka Garza didn't have a good game. It's so funny looking at this box score because the only guys that really played well were the starters. Derek White was incredible. Nemish Queta was incredible. Sam Hauser was incredible. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown were both incredible. They both matched up for 25 points for Tatum, 26 points for Jaylen Brown. This guy, Jason Tatum, almost had a triple-double. This is just so funny because their bench did not play well whatsoever. If you guys watched this game, you would know the Celtics bench wasn't playing. And I don't care about Embiid not playing. We know that. We knew Embiid wasn't going to play. And for my Sixers fans out there, I'm noticing that none of my Sixers fans are in the stream right now, even though they were talking smack to me in my Discord server when I've never talked smack to them once. I said Tyrese Maxey wasn't going to be able to do it in the playoffs. I said Paul George is going to give you a smooth 17-20 every single game. So far, that's held up. You guys chanted, we want Boston, and Boston showed you that no, you don't. No, you don't. No, you absolutely don't. The Celtics have been my favorite to come out of the East since the second half of the season. It's going to continue being that way as well. Tyrese Maxey is gassed. Joel Embiid doesn't play basketball anymore. Nobody played, bro. I mean, you had Justin Edwards off the bench 3 for 9. Dominic Barlow 1 for 6. Dalen Terry 0 for 2. VJ Edgecombe 6 for 16 in his debut playoff game. Kelly Oubre 5 for 14. Someone needs to teach him how to shoot the ball. And then Tyrese Maxey 8 for 20, man. This is just, I mean, we all expected this, right? We all expected this. I don't think anybody expected this series to be close whatsoever. The 76ers are not a good basketball team. They are, without Embiid, they are not a good basketball team. And the fact that I have to say that is so aggravating. Without Embiid, as if you guys have him. How many games did Embiid play this season? Half? Did he play? I don't think he played half. He played 38 games, and you expect this man to be ready for the playoffs. 38. He played 38 games this season. Joel Embiid does not play basketball, ladies and gentlemen. He doesn't. So to say without Embiid, I'm not saying that anymore. I'm not saying that anymore. You will not have Embiid. He has appendicitis. It's crazy. Because if they had Embiid, this would be a series. But they don't. And apparently, my Celtics fan in my Twitch chat is telling me Maxey averages 18 points on 15 shots against us. Derek White's a monster. Derek White is what small guards have nightmares about. It's just that simple. The Celtics have a great perimeter defender. The Celtics have great shooters. The Celtics have a great rotation in their forwards. The Celtics are the best team in the East, man. They are. And unfortunately for my Philadelphia 76ers fans, I have nothing positive to say about you guys. I have nothing positive to say. We knew this would happen. We knew this would happen. Rocco, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. Be sure to join the Discord as well, homie. Remember, if you guys watch the Twitch stream for 3 streams in a row, I will gift you a $5 subscription. Remember, if you watch 3 Twitch streams in a row, I will personally gift you a $5 subscription so you no longer get ads. I've talked about this constantly, and I don't really need to talk about it after game 1, but I guess I'll say it. They need to move on from Embiid. I know 76ers fans, I know you guys love them, but you need to move on. It's been time. It was time 4 years ago. You guys just need to find out if you can get an injury exemption to just waive this contract clear, Scott's free. Like, it's not because Embiid's a bad basketball player. It's because he doesn't play basketball. We know he's a good basketball player when he plays basketball, but the issue is he just does not play basketball. Maxey was a team low, minus 29 last night. Maxey needs Embiid. Maxey needs a competent center. If they don't have a competent center there, like Adem Bona or Andre Drummond, who's like only 33, by the way. I think Andre Drummond might be only 32. Yeah, Andre Drummond's 32 years old, which is just, as a Pistons fan, that's just to still say that is insane. I mean, we just need to give it up. I mean, Maxey wasn't going to do this in the playoffs, man. He wasn't going to do this in the playoffs. And one thing that I'll say about Maxey that he improved on a crazy amount, and you guys can quote me because I said this at the beginning of the season, like literally week 2 of the NBA season, I said, and I quote, Tyrese Maxey has learned to finish around the hoop. And he has. But the issue is, how can you do that for 83 games? You can't. And I know he hasn't played 82 games, but how can you do that for the entire season? You can't. He's played all season long. You can't keep doing this. Clones just told me that apparently Embiid has played 50% of his available games since he's been drafted. And that's, the process is done, man. And what I hate, and I've been saying it all season long, is VJ Max is not going to do anything. VJ Max is just fun. VJ Max is just cool. But VJ Max wasn't going to do anything this year. You need a competent center. Joel Embiid is not going to be that if he can't touch the floor, man. I've been preaching this to the heavens for years, and I think Sixers fans are starting to finally turn the corner and be like, yeah, you know what? Maybe it's time. Maybe it's time. Somebody in the TikTok, I just have to share this with everybody. Somebody in the TikTok said, trade Embiid for picks. Picks, like draft picks? You want a team to trade draft picks for Joel Embiid? Draft picks? I'm this is why we don't take the TikTok chat seriously, ladies and gentlemen. Be sure, if you guys are enjoying the stream, to swing on into the Twitch stream. That's JZ Uncut on Twitch. For those of you who are tuning in late, you guys should have been here bright and early at 9 a.m. Eastern because we already talked about the Pistons game. Let's go ahead and move on from the 76ers Celtics game. All right. Oh, and by the way, if you guys are tuning in late and you do want to hear what I have to say about the Pistons or the Celtics, any of the games that we've already covered, we upload these episodes on Spotify, on Apple, and on the podcast YouTube channel. Exclamation point podcast in the chat. We upload these episodes 5 minutes after we end the stream. All right. So if you're looking for today's episode and you missed a segment, you're going to have to wait until 5 minutes after I end stream. Exclamation point podcast in the Twitch stream so that people can find that channel. Let's move on to the Phoenix Suns Oklahoma City Thunder game. Right from the jump, this game was over. Right from the jump. Immediately. I don't think I have a whole lot to say about the Phoenix Oklahoma game. It was immediate. My Suns fan is in the chat, which is awesome. But it was over. It was over right away. Grayson Allen, Mark Williams, still not in. I don't think they would have made that much of a difference. I don't think it wouldn't happen. Jackson just came and said, why not trade Joel for picks? Who the hell would want to give a draft pick for Joel Embiid, bro? Are we serious? You're going to give draft picks for a guy that doesn't play basketball? Why not trade Joel for picks? Do we watch basketball, ladies and gentlemen? Are we just saying shit? Let's just look at the Suns bench, because it's sad. I didn't think I'd see a worse bench than the Pistons last night, but here we go. 0 for 3 for Ryan Dunn. Colin Gillespie, you had an okay game, 3 for 6. Royce O'Neal, 1 for 2. I can't believe he only shot twice. Who shot 0 for 2? He shot 1 for 3. Haywood Highsmith 0 for 2. Fleming played well. Shout out him, 3 for 3. But I mean, bro, this team, it's just shot chucking. And this is what it was all season long. It's just shot chucking. The Suns just shot chuck. And when it doesn't go in, they don't win. They don't win basketball games. It's just shot chucking and steals. And if you're not getting steals or your threes to drop, you're not going to beat a team, and you're definitely not going to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder. Dylan Brooks, he had a flagrant foul. I think he had a tech. He also shot 6 for 22. Jalen Green was just chucking shit, 6 for 16. Jordan Goodwin, 1 for 4. Devin Booker, 8 for 17. Iguodaro, 0 for 3. Bad. I see people in the TikTok saying I'm ducking the Magic game. You should have been here at 9 a.m. Eastern. If you want to hear my reaction, come to the Twitch stream, go to the YouTube Jay-Z Courtside channel, or go to the podcast channels on Spotify and Apple in case you want to hear my opinion on that game. I don't know why this is so difficult to understand. The podcast doesn't start when you guys come into stream. The podcast starts at 9 a.m. Eastern. Get to it. I'm going to go ahead and end the TikTok as well. So if you guys want more of this show, be sure to swing on into the Twitch. That's Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. The link is in my bio. I'm going to go ahead and end the TikTok. So be sure to come through to the Twitch. If we're still continuing the show, we still have a lot of games to cover. Link in my bio, Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. In case you guys are wondering why I'm ending the TikTok, it's because I'm just resetting it to get back into the algorithm. So we will be going live on it just shortly after I talk about this game. The Thunder just absolutely manhandled the Phoenix Suns. If you guys watched this game, you'd know it was somewhat like, it was sad, really. It was sad. I'm watching this game, right? And I'm thinking, like, I knew this series would go exactly like this. I knew we would see this and be like, yeah, Thunder are repeating. Because nobody that they would have played in the 8th seed, like, bro, this would have happened worse to the Warriors. Can we all agree on that? I said the Suns match up better against the Thunder, which they do. The Warriors are the worst. I guess the Lakers and the Warriors are horrible against young athletic teams. You know who's a young athletic team? You know who's the youngest and most athletic team? The Oklahoma City Thunder. They would have absolutely dog-walked the Golden State Warriors. Look at what they did to the Phoenix Suns. They would have done it 2 times as bad to the Golden State Warriors. Especially, yes, I'm mainly talking without Jimmy Butler, but even with Jimmy Butler, he would not have helped this because he's old as well. It's just so funny looking at the stat sheet. And I know my Suns fans want me to say it, so I'll go ahead and say it. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he shot 5 for 18 and he got 25 points. So you guys are wondering, man, how the hell did he get 25 points? He had 17 free throw attempts last night. 17. And if you guys watch this game, there's a reason why you're only seeing that free throw posted on Twitter. You know why? Nope. I knew I'd start seeing foul merchants. Nope. This game will tell me if you've watched any Oklahoma City Thunder games all season long. All you see are people spamming 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 clips out of a 25-game spread, calling Shai Gilgeous-Alexander a foul merchant or a foul baiter. If you watch this game, you would tell me what happened. They were hacking the absolute dog piss out of Shai all night long. That's why you haven't seen a single clip on Twitter about him being a foul merchant. They were hacking him because they could not stop him. And that's why he had so many free throws last night. I'm going to be defending Shai because of his elite footwork. It's just like Brunson to an extent. You can tell when they're foul baiting. You can tell when they're bobbing that head. That's the Brunson go-to. When Shai is doing this, you can tell when they're foul baiting. Last night, they were bringing his arms down. They were knocking him out of the air. They were knocking him off his path all night. And that's why you have not seen a clip circulating anywhere on social media. All you've seen is the picture of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander saying 17 free throws, him wrapped in bubble wrap. That is the only reason you haven't seen it. They're hacking him. His shot wasn't falling, and you know what? Most of the shots he missed, he was getting fouled on too. B. Heller, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you. Be sure to join the Discord, exclamation point Discord in the chat. Absolutely dominant game from the Oklahoma City Thunder. You'd expect nothing less. You would expect nothing less. Let's go ahead and move on to our final game from last night. And honestly, in case you guys just didn't watch basketball, this was just incredible to see fans. Like, if you were to tell me that Adam Silver rigged the NBA draft so that the Pistons don't get Victor Wembanyama, I'd believe it. The Pistons should have gotten Victor Wembanyama. They were the worst team. They should have gotten Victor Wembanyama. But if you would have told me that he rigged it so that he'd go to the Spurs, I'd 100% believe you. And I wouldn't even be mad at it. I would not even be mad about it. There are very few crowds, ladies and gentlemen, that I would say are better than the San Antonio Spurs crowd. Very few. To see the fans wear the shirts. I was watching the Pistons game. They gave out white shirts. Nobody wore it because in Detroit and because everywhere else in this country, they wear their best fits to these just sporting events. I'm sorry, I got to be the one to say it. You rich fucks. Nobody cares about your Louis Vuitton. Nobody cares about your Burberry. Nobody cares about your Gucci, your Ferragamo, your Dior. Nobody gives a fuck. Put on the shirts. Put on the shirts. Look at this shit, man. Look at this. This is beautiful. And you know what the Spurs were doing? You know what the Spurs were doing? I saw this. And by the way, we are breaking down the Saturday's games after the Sunday games. You know what they were doing? They were putting people on the big screen that were not wearing the shirts. So they would be pressured to put on the shirts. Come on, man. They were forcing them to put on the shirts. Put them on, man. Put them on. They would put them on the big screen, embarrass them in front of 20,000 people, and then they'd put the shirt on. That's what every fan base needs to do. The Thunder do it incredible. The Spurs do it incredible. This is beautiful. I love it. I don't know about you guys, man. This is fucking awesome. This is awesome. This is why I'm excited for playoff basketball. I know it wasn't a really good first round so far, but this is why I love playoff basketball, man. This is why I love it. It's so awesome. Now, this was a game. If you guys watched this game, you would know this was a game until the end of the third quarter. You would know this was a game until the end of the third quarter. If you guys watched, it was like the Spurs were giving up buckets, and then they just said, you know what? Let's just start trying. And that's what happened. And I really don't have much notes other than Deni Avdija was very good last night. He was 12 for 21. And I think a very fun thing is if you guys are watching the stream right now, if you're not listening, if you're not watching and just listening, I will explain. I want you to look at the shot chart for the Portland Trailblazers. And I want you to show me any time they've ever had a similar shot chart to this from last night. Look at how many mid-range shots they took last night. The Blazers don't do this. The Blazers don't take mid-range shots. And yet last night, because of who, they were forcing mid-range shots over and over and over again. That's why Victor Wembanyama is so important. That's why Victor Wembanyama is the defensive player of the year. That's why Victor Wembanyama is one of the most dominant players we've ever seen when it comes to being in the paint ever in NBA history. Genuinely. Look at all of the mid-range shots the Portland Trailblazers have taken. Look at that. And that's because of the 7'5" skyscraper that's in the paint. It's incredible. It's incredible. Yeah, Deni Avdija had a very good game. I got to give him credit. Scoot Henderson had a really good game. Deni Avdija had 30, 10, and 5. Scoot Henderson had 18, 3, and 3 on efficient shooting. He shot 7 for 11. Deni Avdija shot 12 for 21. Shaedon Sharpe, I have no opinion on you. I have no opinion. He's one of the few players in the NBA I have no opinion of. Because I'll watch a Blazers game, right? And I'll be like, damn, Shaedon Sharpe is so good. And then Shaedon Sharpe won't be there and he'll be hurt. And I'll be like, damn, they need Shaedon Sharpe. And then Shaedon Sharpe will return. And then Shaedon Sharpe proves to me that I actually know nothing about Shaedon Sharpe. I don't know. Shaedon Sharpe is either super consistent or he's just a non-factor all night. I know you guys can agree with me. Like, I love watching dude hoop, but sometimes he's just a non-factor. Matisse Thybulle, 1 for 3. Shaedon Sharpe, 4 for 13. Jeremy Grant had a sick dunk in the third quarter, if you guys were watching. 2 for 6. Robert Williams, the Time Lord, 5 for 7. He actually had a good game. And nobody else was an impact whatsoever, bro. Tamani Kamara, 2 for 7. Donovan Clingan, 2 for 7. Drew Holiday, 4 for 15. He also tweaked his ankle. I don't know, man. This series, I mean, let's just look at the other side real quick. Chat, this team, bro, like, look, Victor Wembanyama, in 33 minutes, had 35 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks, 13 for 21 from the field. Devin Vassell didn't have a good game. 15 points, 5 for 13. De'Aaron Fox, 17 points, doing what De'Aaron Fox should do. 17 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds, 7 for 15 from the field. And I think this is the most important stat line out of anybody on the San Antonio Spurs. Stephon Castle had 17 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, but he only shot 4 for 13. But you know what was important here is he was getting to the line. He was 8 for 8 from the free throw line. You had contribution from Dylan Harper off the bench. Keldon Johnson didn't have a good game. Luke Cornett was incredible. 10.6 rebounds, 5 for 6 from the field. Harrison Barnes, no factor. I mean, the Spurs just played really well. They played really well. And you know what's funny? They didn't even have a prolific shooting night. This team is just, it's fun to watch, man. And honestly, I can't get over this. If you guys did not watch this game, you didn't see this. Like, what I would do to have been in this crowd, man, it's incredible. Why am I worried about flying to fucking Detroit? Let me worry about flying to an actual fun arena like the Spurs, man. Like, honestly, I think I'll probably go to a Spurs playoff game rather than the team that I actually support in a Pistons playoff game. At least I'll probably see a win. At least I'll see a win, right? Anywho, that was all of the playoff games from last night, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to break down Saturday night's games, but first, a quick word from our sponsors. We don't have any sponsors. TikTok, if you guys are enjoying today's show, be sure to swing on into the Twitch stream. If you watch 3 Twitch streams in a row, I will personally reach into my pocket, gift you a $5 subscription, and that would give you ad-free viewing experience for the next 30 days. So if you want to get involved with me, my community, talk with me and my community, and join the Discord, come through to the Twitch stream. Like I said, if you watch 3 Twitch streams in a row, I will gift you a $5 subscription so you no longer get ads. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and break down Saturday night's games. All right, so Saturday night, the 4 teams that won. The Cavs won, the Nuggets won, the Knicks won, and the Lakers won. Let's talk about them. Let's see. What was my favorite game from that night? My favorite game from that night. You know what? I enjoyed that Lakers game a lot. Let's talk about the Lakers-Rockets game. Branky, thank you so much for the follow. I'm assuming that's you from the Discord. Interesting. Welcome to the Twitch stream, bro. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. We just talked about the Spurs, so you just missed it, but we will be uploading this episode on Spotify, on Apple, and on the Jay-Z. Apparently that is not you. Okay, so be sure to join the Discord then, Branky. I appreciate you for coming through. Whatever. We post these episodes 5 minutes after the stream ends on the Jay-Z Courtside YouTube channel, the Spotify channel, and the Apple Podcast channel. So I appreciate the follow. Let's go ahead and talk about the Lakers game, man. That was a lot of fun. So the Lakers won 107-98. No Kevin Durant, and there was no hope of winning. No Kevin Durant, no hope of winning. I think I have to talk. B. Heller, thank you for reminding me. I think I have to just start off with Luke Kennard, the Nard Dog. I think I got to, man. Former Piston. You guys know me. I always root for Luke Kennard, even though I didn't want Luke Kennard when we drafted him because we picked him over Donovan Mitchell. Stan Van Gundy told Donovan Mitchell that if he's available, he's going to pick Donovan Mitchell. And instead, Stan Van Gundy said, you know what? I like white guys that can shoot. And he picked Luke Kennard. Now, I'm going to say something about Luke Kennard. Yurtical, thank you so much for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate it, man. Make sure to type in ! Discord in the chat and join our Discord server, bro. Remember, if you watch 3 Twitch streams in a row, I will gift you a $5 sub. I want to talk about Luke Kennard very briefly, okay? That's our documentary YouTube channel policy. If you want our podcast YouTube channel, ! Podcast, all right? If you want our podcast channel, ! Podcast. I got to talk about Luke Kennard real quick. If you would have told me however long ago he got drafted, 10 years ago, I don't know. If you would have told me that this is how Luke Kennard's career panned out, I wouldn't have believed you. I believe Luke Kennard suffered an ACL injury way back in the day. And when the Pistons traded him, I assumed that Luke Kennard would have a better career, if that makes sense. Instead, he's been hopping around, being traded, and he's been used as just a shooter. But what Luke Kennard does best was when he has the ball in his hands. And something I've tried telling everybody about Luke Kennard all season long is that Luke Kennard is not a high volume 3-point shooter. He is not going to just spam threes. He only shoots threes when he's wide open. Okay. But what you saw 2 nights ago, he played 38 minutes, had 27 points. One of the greatest game I've ever seen Luke Kennard play. 4 rebounds, 3 assists. He was a +7. He shot 9 for 13 from the field, 5 for 5 from deep. What Luke Kennard does best is when he has the ball in his hands. And when teams use him as just a sharpshooter, you're not getting the best of Luke Kennard, because if he's not getting threes, he's a negative on the court. And that's how Luke Kennard's career has always been. If he's not knocking threes down, then he is a negative on defense and he's a negative on offense. So what the Lakers are doing right now, and I don't know if this was intentional from JJ Redick, but I'm assuming it is. By putting the ball in Luke Kennard's hands and using him in pick and roll action, using him in off-ball pick and roll action, it's a beauty, man. It's a beauty. It's a beauty. He's not just a sharpshooter, man. He's not. And when I see teams use him as a sharpshooter, I literally cringe. I don't know if JJ Redick is a genius or it just happened, but I love what he's doing with Luke, man. It's such good basketball. And I got to give massive shout outs to everybody on the Lakers right now, man. LeBron James almost had a triple-double, 19 points, 8 rebounds, 13 assists. He was 9 for 15 from the field, hit a big 3 that sort of sealed the game. Rui Hachimura, his mid-range jumper is automatic. He played 42 minutes, which led the team, 14 points, 6 for 10 from the field. Rui played incredible. DeAndre Ayton looked like dominating that night. 35 minutes, 19 points, 11 rebounds. He was 8 for 10 from the field. I already talked about Luke. Marcus Smart had a good game, 15 points, 5 for 12. Not much production whatsoever from their bench is why I don't have the Lakers going far. But they got what they needed from their starters, and that's all they needed against the depleted Houston Rockets. I have some takes. I've been saying it all season. I just got to say it again, man. I think one play sort of summarized this entire game from the Houston Rockets. It was late in the 4th quarter. They needed a 3. Jabari Smith Jr. wide open in the corner. Barely nicked the rim. They got the offensive rebound. They hit Jabari Smith Jr. again in the same corner. He hit the side of the backboard, y'all. He hit the side of the backboard. How do you... I don't know about you guys, but when I miss a shot badly, I adjust. He missed a shot badly and then adjusted his shot to be even worse than the shot before. Maybe Dickerson was right on Twitter. Maybe. I got to give a shout out to Tari Eason because everybody gave up on him and he had a double-double. He was 7 for 7. I got nothing bad to say about Tari Eason. He was the only good player for the Houston Rockets that night. Alperen Şengün, I saw a tweet that said he runs like he's got mayonnaise stuck in his butt. And I think that's a great way to describe Alperen Şengün. If not for his 9 free throws, this guy would barely have scored 10 points in a playoff game. Alperen Şengün's not a number 1. Alperen Şengün has proved that time and time again this season that he is nothing without Kevin Durant being there on the court. That takes all the attention. And then I feel bad for Reed Sheppard, man. I feel bad for him. He had 17 points off of 6 for 20 shooting because nobody else wanted to shoot. I'm sure you guys were watching this game. Nobody else wanted to shoot. I'm watching and I'm like, bro, Reed's got to put this up almost every single time because nobody wants to shoot. Nobody wants to shoot. And then what pains me the most with Reed Sheppard, if you watch this game, bro, Reed Sheppard could have had like 25 potential assists. Did you guys see Reed Sheppard penetrating and kicking out to the corner over and over and over again? I think in the 4th quarter, he set up like 12 wide open threes in the corner. And I think Tari Eason only hit 1. And then it was just Jabari Smith Jr. bricking, Amen Thompson barely nicking the rim. Oh, it was bad, man. It was bad. And, you know, it's just going to make Reed Shepherd look worse, which is unfortunate because he didn't even have a bad game. Aaron Holiday only played 11 minutes, and that's because he was having a bad game. Jason Tate only played 10 minutes, and that's because he shot 1 for 5. Aaron Holiday shot 0 for 4. They need Kevin Durant. They need Fred VanVleet. He's not coming back. They need Steven Adams. He's not coming back. This team is bad. I still believe the Rockets win this series. If Luka and Reeves don't, I know Reeves isn't going to come back, but if Luka comes back, I still believe the Rockets could win this series, but it all depends on Durant, man. If he's going to play, then they have a chance. But honestly, I think we can all agree the Lakers just out-hustled them. And if the Lakers are shooting 60%, bro, they shot 60%. I forgot. Feels like it was so long ago. They shot 60. Where's the defense? Where's the defense? Bro, it's all in the paint. All they shot was in the paint. I don't know, man. I don't know. The Lakers are going to end up double teaming Durant, and we saw what happens when the Lakers double team Durant. He doesn't know what to do. It's year, 17 for Durant, and he doesn't know what to do when he gets double teamed. Apparently, they shot 81% in the first half. Is that real? Did they really shoot 81% in the first half? You know, I'm inclined to believe you. Wow, that's insane. That's insane. Somebody in the TikTok said, biased Lakers fan. I'm not a Lakers fan whatsoever. That's crazy. Wow, man. Yeah. I mean, horrible game. Shout out the Lakers. Shout out Luke Kennard. Wow. That's tough, bro. They were 7 for 9 in the first. That's tough. TikTok, if you guys are enjoying the stream and you guys want to get involved in our conversation, be sure to come through to the Twitch stream. That's Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. If you watch on the Twitch stream and interact with me and the rest of the chat for 3 streams in a row, I will gift you a $5 subscription. Ladies and gentlemen, let's move on, I think, to the next more entertaining game. It was the Hawks Knicks. Honestly, this game wasn't that close. The Hawks made a run in the fourth quarter, but it didn't really matter. It was too little too late. Correct me if I'm wrong, Knicks fans. I think Jalen Brunson had 19 points in the first quarter, right? He set the tone immediately. And Mikal Bridges, he had 11 points, 5 for 9. OG Anunoby, 18 and 8, 6 for 9. Karl-Anthony Towns, I said he was going to be the best player in the series. So far, that's sort of holding true. He had 25 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, 3 blocks, 10 for 10 from the free throw line because they can't guard him. They can't guard Cat. They got to foul him every time. If they weren't fouling Cat every time, I think he would have had like 40. It was tough, man. Josh Hart had a good game, 50%, 11 points. And you know what's so scary about this game, Knicks fans, is that Deuce looked like Dookie last night, and Landry Shamet looked like Landry shit. Both of your best bench players offensively had horrible games, and yet y'all still won this easily. They both had horrible games. Both of them. Dookie had 2 for 6, and Shittit had 3 points, 1 for 6. They both had horrible games. No, Deuce McBride was 2 for 6. He wasn't 2 for 4. He was 2 for 4 from deep, but he was 2 for 6 from the field. So not a good game from either of your best shooters off the bench, but it didn't matter because Jordan Clarkson stepped up. He shot 4 for 6, and this is why I love Mike Brown as a head coach. This is why I love Mike Brown, and this is what I wish JB Bickerstaff would do. If somebody's not playing well, oh, okay, headphones warning. You sit them. You sit them. If somebody's playing like shit, you sit them. And that's what Mike Brown does. If somebody is playing like poop, you sit them on the bench. You hear me, JB? The Hawks, I got to say, Jalen Johnson's debut, he looked great. 8 for 19. He played great. And this is honestly probably the best game you're going to get from Onyeka Okongwu. They were daring him. Jalen Johnson had 23, but Onyeka Okongwu had 19 and 8. They were daring him to shoot threes. They were daring him all night, and he was hitting them. He hit 4 threes. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, not a good game. I mean, you're the focal point of their offense. You know they're going to defend them. Dyson Daniels had a great game defensively, and he was facilitating like crazy, 11 assists. CJ McCollum, best offensive player of the night, 26 points, 11 for 20. And then, the bench, the come bucket was 3 for 17. Gabe Vincent 1 for 2. Mo Gay was 1 for 3. And Zachary Richauche is proving to be the worst number 1 overall pick. Oh man, dare I say, it's funny. In case you guys don't know, I have a documentary channel where I upload long form content. I upload documentaries on the NBA and the NBA history, right? I just uploaded a video called The Worst Players in NBA History. And, I was talking about guys like Killian Hayes, Darko Milicic, Anthony Bennett, Hashim Thabit. I was talking about all those guys, right? And I low-key should have waited a little bit because, my God, Zachary Richache, man, he is not good. He played 2 minutes and he was 0 for 3. I've been talking about this for a long time. He's just not a good player. He's just not good. He's not good. Hawks fans, you missed on that one. Hopefully you don't miss on this next first-round pick that you got via the New Orleans Pelicans. King Wiss, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate you, King Wiss. Shout out to you for leaving the TikTok and coming through to the Twitch stream. Much love. I appreciate you very, very much. Remember, King Wiss, if you watch 3 Twitch streams in a row, I will gift you a $5 subscription. And for those of you who are watching right now without subs, ask any gifters in the chat, and maybe somebody would gift you so you no longer get ads. All right, guys? I appreciate y'all for watching, even though you're getting ads. And remember, be sure to watch 3 Twitch streams in a row, and I will gift you a $5 subscription, all right? Consider that an investment from me into you. All right? Yeah, Richache is just not good, man. Let's go ahead and move on to another game from that night. Cavs Raptors. How much time do y'all want, bro? The Raptors kept it close. They kept it close, but you know what the Raptors didn't do? Sort of what the Pistons didn't do last night. They didn't do what they hang their hat on. They didn't play defense. And if the Raptors are not going to play defense, they are not going to win. Can I just read you guys these field goal splits real quick? Dean Wade, 2 for 3. Evan Mobley, 6 for 9. Jared Allen, 5 for 7. Donovan Mitchell, 11 for 20. James Harden, it didn't even matter that he was 8 for 18. He was 4 for 7 from deep, and he had 22 points and 10 assists. Let's look at off the bench real quick. Max Strus, 8 for 10. Sam Merrill, 1 for 4. Keon Ellis, 1 for 1. Jalen Tyson, 0 for 4. Dennis Schroeder, 1 for 4. Bro, if they're going to shoot that well, you're not going to win. And you know what? I got to talk about Brandon Ingram real quick. Brandon Ingram, bro, he scored like 6 or maybe 8 or however many points in a row, right? And he never touched the ball again. He never touched the ball again. What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Zeslot, thank you for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate you very, very much. My point being is Brandon Ingram, 17 points. He was 5 for 9, and he just was not touching the ball at all. And it's quite depressing. He just was not touching the ball. RJ Barrett had 24 points. Scotty Barnes had 21 points. And this is the thing. This is normally a win for the Toronto Raptors. All season long, this would be a win. This would be a win. The issue is they did not play defense. Yeah, he had 7 points in the first quarter and 10 for the rest of the game. Thank you. And if the Raptors are not going to be playing defense, then they're not going to win the game. This is a good game offensively for them. And yet they just didn't care. They did not care at all. And yeah, I mean, this is the issue. This is the issue. Brandon Ingram's not going to demand the ball. Darko's not going to give you the ball. You're using Brandon Ingram as a screener. He needs the ball. And I think we can all agree Scotty Barnes got most of his buckets in garbage time, right? Yeah, that wasn't good, man. That wasn't good. Let's go ahead and move on to our final game from Saturday night, and that was the Timberwolves versus the Nuggets. Do I have any Wolves fans in the building? Anthony Edwards is not right. And you know what? I talked about Cade not being right in the first half, and then Cade turned it on in the second half. I was waiting for Anthony Edwards to turn it on, and he never did. Ant is not healthy. Ant's not healthy. This is going to be a sweep if Ant can't get that burst that he normally has. I'm sorry, Wolves fans, but Julius Randle, 16 points is not going to cut it. Jaden McDaniel, 16 points is not going to cut it on inefficient shooting for both of them. Rudy Gobert was your MVP last night. He was 17 points, 10 rebounds. Dante, not going to cut it, 12 points. Io, he had a good debut in his first playoff game, 14 points, 5 for 10 from the field. Bones Highland, you live by Bones, you die by Bones. He only played 5 minutes. He was 0 for 3. That's a typical Bones Highland game. I called that. I said game 1, he's going to come out. He's going to be ass, and then he's not going to play anymore. Mike Conley's 192 years old. Naz Reid has been ass since the All-Star break. 2 for 6 from the field. Naz Reid now, just so you guys know, from his last 152 threes, He's shooting 28% from deep. 152 threes. He's shooting 28% from deep. Naz Reid has been that bad. He's been that bad. It's not been bad. He's been that bad after his extension, which is just incredibly unfortunate for the Minnesota Timberwolves, because you know what's worse than shooting 28% out of 152 threes? He doesn't play defense. Doesn't play defense, so he's not giving you anything. And that's why he was a -7 last night. Anthony Edwards, I got to save him for last. Anthony Edwards has no burst. His knee is hurting. He has no burst at all. This is a sweep, because I'll show you guys something. Jamal Murray didn't shoot well, but they were following him, and he went 16 for 16 from the free throw line. On top of that, Aaron Gordon did not shoot. Bro, Aaron Gordon shot 1 for 5 from deep. Aaron Gordon's not going to shoot that bad again. 1 for 5 from deep, he's not going to shoot that bad. Cam Johnson, 2 for 7, he's not going to shoot that bad again. Nikola Jokic, he was having his way. Jokic was having his way. He even hit the Peter Griffin shot. I don't know if you guys saw. You guys know the Peter Griffin, you know that meme where it's like Peter Griffin like fading away with like his body entirely like sideways? He hit that shot. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? The Peter Griffin shot. Hold on. In fact, I got to show y'all. If you guys are watching, I have to show y'all because it is that important. And if you guys are listeners, I apologize. I can't describe this in any other way than I just described it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, yeah, people are making memes of it like this, The Ascension by Pablo Verone, and it's I gotta find the actual here it is. This is the shot. This is the shot that I'm referring to. He hit this shot, and I believe you can see the very first response is he hit it. It's literally the same exact shot. Shout out Jokic, you went crazy. Yeah, that's just a typical Jokic game, bro. And the buzz cut looks good, bro. I like it. Jokic is looking sexy, and it looks like he lost 15 pounds from the last regular season game to the playoffs. Am I right or wrong? It looks like he lost 15 pounds, right? Genuinely, it looks like he lost 15 pounds. All right, guys. Yeah. Other than that, Nuggets killed him. Yeah, man. This is just gonna happen. And you know what's insane? Tim Hardaway Jr. had a horrible night as well. He shot 2 for 6 from the field. So on top of all of that, oh, actually, this is a very, very cool stat. This is why I love when you guys come to the Twitch stream. So TikTok, if you guys are enjoying the stream, now's the best time to come through to the Twitch stream. This is why you should come to the Twitch and watch for 3 streams in a row so that I'll gift you a $5 subscription so you no longer get ads. This is why you should come through to the Twitch, because my Twitch chat is incredible, bro. Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic had their 8th playoff game with each other, recording 25 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. This ties Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen for the most instances by a duo in NBA playoff history. Doesn't surprise me whatsoever. Does not surprise me whatsoever. But yeah, Tim had a bad game. Aaron Gordon's not going to shoot that bad from 3 again. Cam Johnson's not going to shoot that bad from 3 again. And Jamal Murray was 0 for 8 from 3, bro. He was 0 for 8 from 3 and still finished with 30 points because of the 16 free throws. They are not going to play that bad again, and yet they still won by 11 points. So yeah, it's really crazy. It's really crazy. And of course, as we all saw, the Nuggets defense stepped up. They always turn it on in the playoffs. Dubium or Dubium, thank you for the follow on Twitch, my boy. I really, really appreciate you. Be sure to join the Discord as well and watch 3 Twitch streams in a row. Okay, guys, that's going to do it for all the playoff games that we talked about. Now, I do want to talk real quick about the play-in game. I know the play-in is like, you know, the play-in's old and the old news, right? I want to talk about the Warriors first. So the Warriors, I really don't have much to say about them. They don't want Curry anymore. They don't want Jimmy Butler anymore. They don't want Draymond Green anymore. It's funny because 29 other teams want these guys, man. 29 other teams want Steph Curry. The Warriors are the only team in the NBA right now that do not want Steph Curry on their roster. They want Curry to retire so they can start the rebuild. They don't want to continue this. They're probably, if you guys want my guess on what's going to happen, they are going to give Steve Kerr 1 more year. They're going to give him 1 more year. That's it. No, you guys misheard me. Curry wants to stay in Golden State. Golden State, the owners are the only team in the NBA that do not want Steph Curry. That's because they want to start the rebuild over. They don't want to invest more money into this dynasty. So, with that being said, Curry still has next year on his contract. They are going to extend Steve Kerr for 1 more season, and then they're going to just do this season again next year. they're going to just do this season again next year. I have no comments on the Golden State Warriors. They're going to try to get Giannis. Sure. I doubt they do. I doubt they get him. I doubt they pull the trigger. Yeah, this is the Golden State Warriors for another year. Unfortunately, Jimmy Butler's going to come back next season. This is going to be the same exact year as last year. That's the issue. They're just going to waste Curry's years, just like they did with Kobe, just like they did with Dirk. This is what happens, ladies and gents. I'm sorry. People are asking me what I thought about the Rap and Cavs matchups. You missed it. We do this live at 9 a.m. Eastern. Be here. You should be in the Twitch stream Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern. If you want to catch what we said, we're going to be posting this podcast on Spotify, Apple, and our YouTube channel, our podcast YouTube channel. So be sure to come through to the Twitch and type in !podcast so you can get access to all those links. That's my opinion on the Warriors. Let's talk about the Hornets, y'all. Let's talk about the Charlotte Hornets. Do I have any Hornets fans in the buildings? Do I have any Hornets fans? Let's talk about the Hornets very briefly. Okay, guys. So they overachieved this year. People think that they're going to take a step next year and win 50 games. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They got smoked by the Magic, and that's okay. I don't really care about that. What I saw this season from the Charlotte Hornets is bad because they took that leap and yet they still missed the playoffs. I live in North Carolina right now, okay? And Con Knippel hit his wall. I don't think that that's going to be something that lasts forever. Con Knippel's tired. You can tell he hit his rookie wall. It sucks. It really sucks that he hit it at the end of the season, but it happened. Now, regarding this team, I have a lot of questions. One, Brandon Miller, man. As inconsistent as he is, they're going to give him the reins. They're going to give him that max contract. Con Knippel, obviously, they're going to try to build around him as well. Diabate, they're also going to try building around him as well. Kalkbrenner, he's soft, but they're going to try building around him as well. This whole team is soft. This whole team is soft. And you know what the worst part about this team is? It's LaMelo Ball. I've been preaching this since the beginning of the season. I've been preaching this since before I was even an NBA content creator. LaMelo Ball needs to go, man. I can't deal with it, especially after this game. Especially after this game and his immature ass response. Especially after this game. Talking about, we kept running plays. I just wanted to take the ball. I've been preaching this into the heavens. This guy's not a serious player. And if you are over the age of 13 and you enjoy watching LaMelo Ball play basketball or you enjoy him as a person, I question your morality as a man. I do. I genuinely do. One, as a basketball enjoyer, which I'll admit, LaMelo Ball, when he gets hot, it's fun because he takes shots that you should not take in basketball. But as an overall player, I love North Carolina, by the way, Grizz. Be sure to join our Discord as well, homie. Thank you for the follow on Twitch, Grizz. He's not going to mature. He is not going to mature. We've watched LaMelo Ball year after year after year after year, and it's not working. I'm sorry, guys, but there's no way you can be over the age of 13 and enjoy LaMelo Ball. He's not a serious basketball player. And this was his healthiest year, and I still fear for the future of this team. They overachieved. And can I be honest with everybody? They caught 95% of their opponents off guard this year. Everybody sees the Charlotte Hornets on their calendar. And for the last 10 years, easy. And this year, they surprised everybody. They surprised them. They said, easy win. They're not going to do that against us. And guess what? They did it against them. Spamming threes and not playing defense is not going to take you far. The Golden State Warriors, when they were spamming threes, they were also a top 5 defensive team. The Boston Celtics, when they were spamming threes, they were also a top 5 defensive team. If they're not going to puff their chest out and be aggressive, then they're not going to win. They overachieved this year, and I assure you, if they run this team back next year, I assure you they will take that step back. Because look at all the teams next year that are going to be good. The Pistons, the Pacers, I'm brain fart. The Celtics, the Knicks. See who else? The Raptors, they'll be better because they're going to build more. I'm not going to say the Heat. No. The Magic, that's 6. The 76ers, that's 7. The Hawks, that's 8. The Cavs, that's 9. And then you can look at like the Bucks and see what they do with Giannis. If they trade to the Knicks or they trade to somebody else and they get good pieces back, that's 10. That's 10 teams right there that I just named. And then the Wizards, don't forget the Wizards. They also got Anthony Davis and Trae Young. So these are all teams. You're looking at really 11 competent teams next year. You're looking at 11 competent teams in the East. I'm not counting the Heat yet, but as long as they have Bam, yeah, they'll be competent. So you're looking at 12 competent teams in the East. And you are telling me that they're going to improve next year? The East is only going to get better. And if they don't do anything and they continue with this LaMelo Ball spiel, I don't think I can take this team that serious, bro. I really can't. So I think they overachieved. And I think if they continue with LaMelo Ball, I don't agree. And Hornets fans, I am an honorary Hornets fan at this point. I moved to North Carolina. I want them to do well. I just don't see that happening. I don't see that happening with this roster here. I don't. Somebody in the TikTok just said, y'all don't want to see the Warriors next year, and they're spamming it. TikTok, here, listen, man, if you guys are enjoying the stream, we are about to wrap up today's podcast, so be sure, the 100 of y'all that are over there, to come through to the Twitch stream. That's Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. Remember, guys, if you watch 3 Twitch streams in a row, I will personally gift you a $5 subscription, so you no longer get ads for 30 days. Chubby, thank you for the big follow on Twitch. I appreciate you very much. Once you guys do join the Twitch, be sure to join the Discord as well. It's where we're going to be doing some watch parties, and we're going to be hanging out as a community. That's where we always talk throughout all the time. That's where we always talk. Now, guys, to finish today's episode off, I'm going to give my stud of the night. There's a lot of people to pick from last night, and ultimately, you guys know me. I would normally give it to Cade Cunningham on scoring damn near 40 at 39 points. You can give it to Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. You can give it to Shea. You can give it to Jamal Murray was the night before. You can give it to all these players. You can give it to Denny Avdia. You can give it to a lot of these guys, right? I would normally give it to Cade, but because it did come at a loss, I'm not. So I am going to give it to Victor Wembanyama. Victor Wembanyama last night is the stud of the night. He played 33 minutes. It was his first ever playoff game. This is the first ever playoff game, man. I got to respect this. First ever playoff game. We all were so excited to watch Wemby play in the playoffs, and he did not disappoint. I think we can all agree. Victor Wembanyama in 33 minutes had 35 points, 5 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks, 13 for 21 from the field, and this is the most crucial component of his stats last night. He was 4 for 5 from 3. Victor Wembanyama. And you know what? If I'm going to give another honorary stud of the night, I'm giving it to the San Antonio Spurs crowd. Can we just give it up to the fans out there, man? This is incredible. They gave us something that we're going to be reminiscent about for many, many, many years down the line. This is incredible. This is beautiful, and I want more of this. I want people to wear their fucking shirts. Your fits are not that cool, bro. Wear your shirts. Look at this loser courtside wearing a black hoodie. What a bum. What a bum. He's wearing probably a $400 hoodie. He's too important to wear a yellow shirt. What a loser. What a loser. Shout out to the Spurs fans, and shout out to the Spurs organization for bullying fans into wearing the shirts. I actually saw this really funny meme. It was like every time the Spurs fans got up from their seat, they had to pull their shirt down. Listen, bro, if the big old woman in San Antonio can wear the triple XLs they put on the seats, so can you. You are not too cool to wear a shirt, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's going to do it for today's episode. I would like to give a special shout out again to the last person that came from the TikTok to the Twitch. Capo, thank you so much for coming through to the Twitch stream and leaving the TikTok. Guys, if you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to drop a like, follow, subscribe, all that jazz. Remember, we do post these episodes. 5 minutes after we end these streams. They are on our podcast channel, Jay-Z Courtside on YouTube, Jay-Z Courtside on Spotify, and Jay-Z Courtside on Apple Podcasts. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I got nothing left to say. Oh, wait, we got games tonight. Hold on, I do have something left to say. NBA games, no, not standings, stupid ass Google. Games tonight. We do have games tonight. It is tonight. We have only 3 games. Weird. Okay. Yo, why do the Pistons not play until Wednesday, bro? That's so dumb. Like, why are the Blazers, Spurs, and Celtics 76ers playing tomorrow, but the Pistons don't play until Wednesday? They got to sit that loss for that long? That's stupid. Tonight we have the Raptors Cavs, the Hawks Knicks, and the Timberwolves Nuggets. Exciting games tonight. Very excited for all of them. Can we see any of these teams make it a series? We're going to find out tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's all I got left. That's all I got left for y'all. TikTok, if you guys did enjoy, be sure to come through to the Twitch stream because the stream is still live on Twitch. We are still live on Twitch. Jay-Z Uncut on Twitch. Link is in my bio. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. Thank you guys for watching / listening, and I'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern for our daily show. Have a blessed day, everybody. And remember, we're still live on Twitch.